We were told that the digital revolution would be weightless, a world of pure information existing in a clean, ethereal void. But beneath the slick interface of every AI you interact with lies a brutal physical reality the tech giants are desperate to hide. Every prompt you send, every image you generate, is fueled by a staggering amount of raw, physical power. We aren't just building software, we are constructing a planetary-scale furnace that is starting to consume more than we can provide. The digital dream has hit the hard wall of physics, and the lights are beginning to flicker. To understand the scale of this crisis, we must look past the glowing screens and into the dark, humming corridors of the global server farms. For decades, the tech industry operated on a comforting myth, the myth of infinite efficiency. We believed that Moore's law would be our eternal savior, that chips would keep getting smaller, faster, and cooler. But the arrival of generative AI has shattered that trajectory. An AI-driven search query requires 10 times the electricity of a standard Google search. Training a single, state-of-the-art large language model now consumes more energy than hundreds of average American homes use in an entire decade. As you sit in the silence of your room, millions of high-performance fans are spinning at frantic speeds in remote deserts and frozen tundras, struggling to dissipate the immense heat of melting silicon. The giants, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon, are no longer just software companies. They have evolved into energy predators. They are quietly buying up decommissioned nuclear power plants and outbidding entire municipalities for access to the electrical grid. They are not doing this for progress. They are doing it for survival. In the race for artificial intelligence, energy is the only true currency that matters. We are witnessing a silent, global scramble for resources that is destabilizing the very infrastructure of our modern world. In Northern Virginia, the heart of the world's internet, the presence of massive data centers is already straining the grid to its breaking point. Local governments are being forced to make a choice: power the citizens or power the clouds. Your ability to heat your home or charge your vehicle is now in direct competition with the algorithm's need to predict the next word in a sentence. This is the birth of the sovereign algocracy, a system where the machine's hunger takes precedence over human necessity. We have reached the limits of the weightless world. The furnace is hungry, and it is starting to demand more than just our data. It is demanding our lyre, the energy predators. The shift happened almost overnight, hidden behind corporate press releases about sustainability and net zero goals. But the reality is far more predatory. We are witnessing the largest private land and resource grab of the 21st century. While the public was distracted by the parlor tricks of AI chatbots, the architects of the digital age were quietly transforming into energy lords. They realized a terrifying truth: the current electrical grid cannot sustain their ambitions. To build the godlike intelligence they envision, they need more power than entire nations. And they are willing to take it from you. Behind closed doors, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google are no longer just customers of the grid, they are bypassing it. They are becoming the grid. They are striking deals to restart dormant nuclear reactors, like the infamous 3 Mile Island, the site of the worst commercial nuclear accident in US history. They are building private transmission lines that bypass public utility commissions, effectively creating a shadow grid that serves the algorithm first and the citizens second. When a tech giant moves into a new region, they don't just bring jobs, they bring a vacuum that sucks the local energy supply dry. This is not a conspiracy, it is a calculated structural takeover. In places like Ireland and Denmark, data centers are projected to consume nearly 30% of the entire country's electricity within the next few years. Think about the implications of that ratio. A third of a nation's lifeblood diverted to power the processing of data that most citizens will never see. This creates a fragile, dual-layered society. One layer for the digital elite and their hungry machines, and another for the rest of us, living in the shadow of a grid that is being stretched to its breaking point. The cost of this expansion isn't just measured in kilowatts, it's measured in the rising cost of your monthly bills and the increasing frequency of brownouts. We are being told to transition to electric vehicles and heat pumps to save the planet, while the companies telling us this are building coal-fired plants to keep their AI models from crashing. The hypocrisy is the point. It is a signal of dominance. They are moving faster than the law, faster than the infrastructure, and faster than our ability to regulate them. The energy predator does not ask for permission. It simply consumes until there is nothing left but the cold, digital hum of progress. The Silicon Limit. For half a century, we lived under the grace of a prophecy known as Moore's Law. It was the gospel of the Silicon Age, the promise that every 2 years we would double the number of transistors on a chip while halving the cost. It felt like magic. It felt like a law of nature. But as we push deeper into the era of artificial intelligence, we are discovering that Moore's Law was never a law. It was a temporary window of opportunity, and that window is slamming shut. We have reached the point where the transistors on our chips are only a few atoms wide. We are fighting against the fundamental laws of physics. At this scale, electrons begin to leak. They jump across barriers they shouldn't cross. The heat generated by this friction is no longer a byproduct, it is a wall. To keep the AI revolution moving forward, the industry has made a desperate pivot. Since they can no longer make chips significantly smaller or more efficient, they are making them bigger and hungrier. A single modern AI GPU now consumes more power than a high-end gaming PC and a refrigerator combined. And we aren't using just one. We are connecting hundreds of thousands of them into monstrous clusters that hum with the energy of a small city. This is the brute force era of computing. We aren't outsmarting physics anymore. We are trying to overwhelm it with sheer volume and raw electricity. The engineering required to keep these machines from melting is reaching absurd levels. We are moving away from traditional air cooling and into the realm of liquid immersion, literally drowning our most advanced computers in specialized oils and coolants just to keep them from incinerating themselves. We are building digital cathedrals of heat. Every time a new version of a language model is announced, the hidden cost is a massive spike in hardware demand that the world's supply chain can barely sustain. We are digging deeper into the earth for rare minerals and burning more carbon to refine them, all to build chips that will be obsolete in 18 months. The irony is profound. We are building artificial intelligence to solve our most complex problems, yet the very act of building it is creating a resource crisis we may not be able to solve. We are trading our physical future for a digital oracle that might not have the answers we need. The silicon limit isn't just a technical bottleneck, it's a mirror reflecting our obsession with infinite growth on a finite planet. The machines are getting smarter, but they are also getting more desperate. And a desperate machine is an expensive one. The global blackout strategy. As the machine's hunger grows, the thin veneer of our energy security is beginning to crack. We are entering the era of the digital blackout. In national boardrooms from Dublin to Singapore, a silent panic is setting in. Governments are realizing that they cannot build power plants fast enough to satisfy the AI clusters and keep the streetlights on at the same time. The first signs of the coming rationing are already here. In some of the world's most advanced economies, data center moratoriums have been quietly enacted. They are being told no. No more land, no more water, and most importantly, no more electricity. But for many regions, these bans have come too late. The infrastructure is already compromised. We are seeing a new form of geopolitical tension, energy sovereignty. Nations are starting to guard their power grids like they once guarded their gold reserves. When the grid hits peak capacity on a hot summer afternoon, the algorithm and the citizen are placed on a collision course. Who gets priority? The hospital ventilator or the server farm training a model to sell more targeted ads? Under the current trajectory, the answer is increasingly determined by the highest bidder. This leads us to a terrifying inevitability: the intentional sacrifice of public stability for digital growth. In developing nations, the arrival of big tech infrastructure often results in localized blackouts for the surrounding communities, attacks on the poor to fuel the intelligence of the wealthy. But this is no longer just a problem for the developing world. Even in the heart of Europe and North America, the stability margin of our grids has shrunk to dangerous levels. We are one heat wave or one winter storm away from a systemic collapse, pushed over the edge by the relentless 24/7 demand of the silicon furnace. The tech giants know this. Their response is not to scale back, but to insulate themselves. They are building energy islands, private power infrastructures that function independently of the public grid. While the rest of the world grapples with rising costs and flickering lights, the cathedrals of data will remain lit, humming in their private high-voltage paradises. We are witnessing the decoupling of the elite digital infrastructure from the common good. The lights aren't just going out, they are being diverted. And in the dark, the only thing still moving is the code. The final circuit. We are standing at a crossroads that our ancestors could never have imagined. For the first time in history, the primary consumer of our world's energy is no longer human. It is an artificial mind, decentralized and invisible, yet possessing a physical hunger that threatens to outpace our own. The energy crisis of the AI age is not a technical glitch that a new battery or a better chip will simply fix. It is a fundamental reckoning. We are being asked to decide what we value more: the limitless expansion of a digital oracle, or the stability of the physical world we actually inhabit. As the tech giants retreat into their private energy islands, the rest of us are left to navigate a grid that has become a battlefield. But perhaps the answer isn't in finding more power, it's in questioning the direction of the race. We have been conditioned to believe that more data, faster processing, and larger models equate to progress. But progress at the cost of our basic infrastructure is not an evolution. It is a luxury we can no longer afford. The lights are flickering, not because we lack the resources, but because we have mismanaged our priorities. The algorithm will continue to ask for more. It will promise us utopia while it consumes the very light we need to see it. In the end, the most important intelligence isn't artificial. It's the human wisdom to know when to pull the plug. The furnace is burning. The question is, what are you willing to sacrifice to keep it lit?